The panic is starting to set in at MSNBC. And this is not fake panic. This is not the fake emotion that we often see on MSNBC when John Scarborough is on the Morning John crying about the orange threat to democracy. This panic is real. And the most terrifying part, there is no relief in sight. I don't know if there's an actual solution to MSNBC's problem. As you guys know, I grew up watching the simulated combat in the WWF. Back then, it was called professional wrestling. The wrestlers were called wrestlers. They weren't called performers or even worse, unknown superstars. Back then, the wrestlers, they actually looked like wrestlers too. Even though the combat in the ring was choreographed, the dudes in the ring, they looked like they could kick your ass. They weren't 5 feet tall, weighing 120 pounds, doing acrobatic flips off the top rope, waiting for some other doofus in dookie-stained underwear to catch them. As is the case with most businesses and business owners, the business evolves over time. Back in the 80s and 90s, Vince McMahon was heavily reliant on his main event level talent. During the 80s, if Hulk Hogan wasn't on the card, they struggled to sell tickets. When Hogan decided to become a failed Hollywood actor taking prestigious roles in films like Santa with Thongs, Vince McMahon, he didn't have anyone to replace him. He didn't have anyone with the drawing power of the Hulkster and his heavily synthetic pythons. Once WCW entered the picture and became real competition, it forced Vince McMahon to overpay some of his main event talent. He was breaking the bank for talent like Bret Hart that just wasn't a mainstream draw. Once he overpaid him, other talent, they wanted to be overpaid too. It set up a situation where the talent had all the leverage and the company's leverage was minimized. Eventually, Vince McMahon came up with another solution. He evolved. He never wanted to be in a situation where he was 100% reliant on his main event stars. He wanted to be in a situation where if Stone Cold Steve Austin gets pissed off and quits, the impact on television ratings and ticket sales is minimal. Vince McMahon wanted to set himself up to where the WWF was the draw, and the talent was simply a bonus. It's a lesson that MSNBC should have figured out years ago. It's a lesson that Fox News actually has figured out. It doesn't matter who Fox puts on in prime time, they are going to draw ratings. Fox creates stars. Fox elevates their level of recognition, not the other way around. As a result, Fox has all the leverage. If Jesse Waters quits, if he demands an exorbitant salary, who cares? They'll just put some other doofus in his time slot, and within a few months, Jesse Waters will be all but forgotten. Unfortunately for MSNBC, they're in a situation where they have no leverage. And the reason they have no leverage is because their brand has been tarnished. The MSNBC brand has been infected with the woke fungus. Rachel Maddow is the only star at the network. Rachel Maddow is the only host capable of drawing an audience, which is why MSNBC continues to pay her $25 million a year to work one night a week. Last week, after Rach decided to return to her permanent sabbatical without returning her paycheck, she is still willing to put in the effort to cash the check. She just doesn't want to work for it. After Rach decided to return to her permanent sabbatical, MSNBC selected Little Red Riding Hood Jen Psaki to be her replacement. We saw a similar situation last summer when Cackling Cam Harris was selected to be the replacement loser for Johnny B. Biden. Two women who pretend to be marginalized being put into unwinnable predicaments. On the surface, It makes sense why MSNBC would select Jen Psaki to replace Rachel Maddow. For starters, they both have short hair, so MSNBC could use the same barber. They didn't have to go out and hire a beautician. Little Red was also performing well on weekends. Well, KC, I didn't know Jen Psaki had a weekend show. Yeah, neither did her long-lost relatives who have been looking for her since she left the White House. But her weekend show on MSNBC, it was performing well. Jen was dropping Psaki bombs on weekends in front of 800,000 people. In primetime during the week, that number would be atrocious. Unless, of course, we're talking about CNN. The once or maybe twice a year that CNN draws 800,000 viewers, they organize an impromptu butt bongo festival. But drawing 800,000 on Sunday morning, that is impressive. So on the surface, it made sense why MSNBC chose Jen Psaki to replace Rachel Maddow. But what they really did is set Jen Psaki up to be the fall guy, or the fall them, depending on which pronoun she prefers. Like cackling Cam Harris, Jen Psaki was presented with an opportunity that she really couldn't turn down. You don't turn down an opportunity for the presidency, and you don't turn down the most important time slot in primetime cable news. The problem for Jen Psaki, and this is the same problem I mentioned with Caitlin Collins. Katie Woo! Katie Woo! This is the same problem I mentioned with Rue 2 years ago when I said it was a mistake for Rue to move into primetime on CNN. Jen Psaki accepted a primetime role at a network that is a dying brand. And Jen Psaki doesn't have the star power. She doesn't have the influence to overcome that. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Link to the second channel is in the description below. Earlier today on the second channel, talked about Disney re-releasing Woke Snow White into movie theaters. I actually had a lot of fun making that video earlier. Hell, I had a lot of fun talking about Angel Reese this morning. I have fun every day here with you guys on the channel. So if you missed it, click the link in the description below, subscribe to the second channel. Last month, Rachel Maddow averaged 2.1 million viewers with 177,000 in the 25 to 54 demo. Those are very strong numbers. During the first 3 months of the year, Rachel Maddow was working 5 nights a week. She was literally carrying the primetime lineup at MSNBC. Hell, she was carrying the entire network. Believe it or not, her ratings were actually down 15% from the year before. But when you're eclipsing 2 million viewers in primetime cable news, no one is going to complain about a 15% ratings decline. Like I said, it's one of the reasons Rachel Maddow's making $25 million a year. Outside of Fox News, she's the only star capable of drawing that number. Now, no one was expecting Jen Psaki to match Rachel Maddow, but I don't think MSNBC was expecting Little Red to lose half of her audience. We now have a full week of ratings for Jen Psaki. Her debut last Tuesday night, it was okay. 1.2 million with 139,000 in the key demo. It's okay. Still a massive drop, but as long as she performs in the demo, Jen Psaki will be fine. The following 3 nights, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of last week, Jen Psaki fell to just over 1 million viewers with 76,000 in the demo. She is being dominated in the demo by the girl named Rue. As a result, MSNBC is consistently losing to CNN in the 25 to 54 age range. Over the last 2 years, Alex Wagner had replaced Rachel Maddow in prime time. Her overall ratings were about the same as Jen Psaki, but she was pulling 6 figures in the demo. MSNBC essentially fired Alex Wagner because they thought she was underperforming. They replaced her with Jen Psaki, who's actually underperforming. Is Jen Psaki part of the problem? Sure. Will Jen Psaki take all the blame if MSNBC's primetime ratings don't improve? Absolutely. But this is not a Jen Psaki problem. This is an MSNBC problem. Like I said in the beginning, it's similar to what happened with the WWF in the mid-90s. Vince McMahon went through the steroid scandal. There were other allegations of misconduct. The public image of the WWF was tarnished. He was receiving real competition from WCW. It put Vince McMahon in a situation where he was heavily reliant on talent to keep the company afloat. MSNBC's brand has also been tarnished. The network has no credibility. Like their pretend friends in the Democratic Party, they embraced the woke wiener. And once America rejected the woke fungus, MSNBC had nothing to fall back on. The only person they could rely on is Rachel Maddow, and she has proven to be unreliable. It's abundantly clear Rachel Maddow does not want to work. And look, that's not a criticism. Rachel Maddow has set herself up financially. She doesn't crave the mainstream spotlight. She wants to retire at 52 years old and paint the ducks that she is feeding in the park. Rachel Maddow does not need MSNBC. The problem is MSNBC needs Rachel Maddow. The network is in a predicament that you never want to be in. The star has all the power. The star has all the leverage, and you have none. Rachel Maddow doesn't really need the $25 million a year that MSNBC is paying her, but MSNBC needs the 2 million viewers and the 170,000 in the demo that she delivers in prime time. Even if she's only willing to deliver them on Monday nights, they still need them. It is extremely rare that someone is irreplaceable, but for MSNBC, Rachel Maddow might be irreplaceable. Name another woke star that can deliver her audience. Name one. It's not like they can poach someone from CNN. The only thing they could deliver is water from the sinking Titanic to try to put out the flaming ass fire at MSNBC. If they can't find a replacement, if MSNBC can't find someone to attract viewers between the ages of 25 and 54 in prime time, the entire network could be at risk, which is probably why NBC Universal is distancing themselves from MSNBC. Give me your thoughts on this. Jen Psaki's first week in prime time is a colossal disappointment. I think MSNBC could be in trouble. I think they have a serious branding problem, and I don't know if there is a solution. If there is a solution, you tell me what it is. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys tomorrow.